All right, guys, here we go again. Another day, another live. All right, let's get this all set up first. So it says here my last live, I went for 24 minutes. It don't even seem like that long, honestly. It does not feel like I was on live last time for 25 minutes. But you know what? With that being said, I'm gonna try and make this one a full half hour. Let's see if we can do that. I don't know if there's. Oh yeah, there's a timer. Okay, so let's see here. All right. So like my previous chat, obviously I know not everybody's going to see it live, most likely, but of course it is just going to be loaded right up after. So those of you who don't see it, at least you get to see the playback. All right. So if you are in the chat, leave a comment. Let me know who you are, because I know a lot of you guys I haven't talked to in a very long time, and I think the last time I did consistent lives was months when I was doing the PS4 shares, the gameplays. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So, in the previous live, we talked about what did we talk about last? The Mad 23 current Madden, which makes sense, seeing as that's what my channel is mainly about. But it's like this time, let's keep it a bit more. What's the word? I guess. Well, there isn't a word for it, honestly. Let's just talk about the NFL, the actual NFL that's going on, because as soon as I logged off the last live, right? As soon as I logged off, I I looked at the news and we had traded Devontae Parker. I was like, wow. Which, if you had told me that after everything that happened, signing Howard, or re-signing Howard, getting Hill, Armstead, all those guys, if you had told me someone like Parker was going to have to be traded, I would have believed you. I would not have questioned that whatsoever. But then I find out that he was traded to the Patriots of all teams. I'm like, how do you trade someone like Parker, who, let's be honest, he did kind of catch on a little late. Like I'll admit that. Because his first couple of years he really wasn't much. He didn't do much, but these last 2 years, yeah, he really, especially this last year, he really showed up. Like he really did what he should have been doing the whole time. Yeah, he's a bit injury prone. I don't think he has he ever played a full 16 games. I don't even know. Well, 17 games now. But anyways, um, so like if you are gonna trade him, like two things. If you were gonna trade him, don't trade him inside your division. And if you do trade him for some draft picks for this coming draft. We gave him and a current draft pick, the fifth pick, for a third round pick for next season. I'm just like, come on. You couldn't find anyone that would give you a current third round pick for Devontae Parker. Yeah, so I just thought to myself, like, come on, man, you guys, you can't tell me, because apparently there were reports out there that Philadelphia was going to be the team, right? Philadelphia was the team that was going to be that was the most interested, right? And obviously, I have no idea what he would have wanted. I mean, what they would have wanted in turns down in return. But it's like, man, come on, man. I look. All I'm gonna say is, whoever that person, whoever we take with that third round pick next year, I'm gonna keep a close eye. I really want to see who you give apart, who you thought, or who you draft with what you thought was a good idea of trading that player to a division opponent. Who of all people? Okay, you trade him to the Jets, and it might not be as bad. I might not even really care that as much. But you trade him to an actual contender. The Patriots are a decent team with a decent quarterback, and then of course a Hall of Fame coach. So it's like, yeah, and of course you're going to play him twice. Now, to be fair, I was gonna say, like, oh, why would you trade him inside the division? Now he's gonna tell the our division opponents, our schemes and all that. But then, to be fair, it's like we got a new head coach with a new offensive scheme, so I guess you can't really give him too much dirt. The only thing you could really give him is like what certain players like to do, what Tua is and isn't good at. But then again, if it's someone like Bill Belichick, I mean, what doesn't he know about Tua at this point, right? So that's what my thoughts on the matter were at first. Is like, I can't believe of all the teams you give him to you give him to the Patriots in the division. But yeah, so anyways, guys, with that being said, guys, let me know in the comments for those of you who are joining in the future. Let me know whatever team you guys go for. Let me know what you guys think about your offseason moves. Because I can't really speak on I can speak on the little things. Like, for example, let's head over to I mean, I'm not so surprised when Bobby Wagner signed with the Rams. That tells you everything. That tells you right then and there the guy is just ring chasing, which is nothing wrong with that. Right? He knows he's like slowly. He's about to. I believe he's like what 30 something. I think right. He's in his prime, but he's definitely like going downhill at this point. Not that he's suffering. Not that he's a horrible player, but that you can tell his best years I don't think are ahead of him. I could be wrong. Maybe he just blows up, but it's not likely. But anyways, you can tell that the dude is definitely ring chasing. He's got plenty of good years in him. I'm not saying he's gonna every season that comes forward he's gonna get less and less and less better. I'm just saying let's be honest. All right, let's be honest. He's obviously ring chasing, which like I said, nothing wrong with that. And if you're gonna ring chase, I can definitely see why you go to the Rams. So then you can see the Seahawks. Who else was the big? So yeah, let's just talk about the biggest free agent moves out there. Bobby Wagner obviously was one of the more recent ones. I've already talked to death about Tyreek Hill. Armstead was another one. Brandon Scherff, the guard, went. He was one of the offensive linemen I would have wanted us to get by far. I would have wanted Brandon Scherff to come to. I'm a huge fan of that guy. He would have been a great addition to the offensive line. I believe he went to Jacksonville. I don't know. I don't know, too much about Connor Williams, the other we got from Dallas. I haven't watched too many of his games, so can't speak on it. But apparently, they say he's a good offensive lineman. So we'll see how that goes. I know all about Terron Armstead. I know he's gonna lock down that side. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. Who else was a big sign? Man, I don't know why I'm blanking. They've been okay. Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos. That was something. Just goes from the NFC to AFC. Oh man, that was something else. That was something else. So let me ask you guys this: those of you who are watching right now, with Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos, let's put it this way: assuming Russell Wilson doesn't like decline, if he stays, doing the same stuff he does, he's clearly a future Hall of Famer. There's no way about it. If Russell Wilson retires right now, all right, would he make the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It'd be a toss-up. But anyways, it's obvious he's not going to retire anytime soon. Denver, when Peyton Manning went there, he won the Super Bowl last, all that. Is it possibly a repeat with another potential Hall of Famer being traded over there? Are they that good? Are the Denver Broncos that good right now where all they needed was that one quarterback and they got everything else solidified? I don't know. I think because you can't really compare Peyton Manning to Russell Wilson. Two different types of quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, I think, is one of those generational players. He can carry a team. You can carry a team with Peyton Manning. Can Russell Wilson carry a team? I don't know. I don't think I can say he can, honestly. Just based on how the last the last couple of years he was in Seattle. Now, yeah, you can point fingers at this, at that, but I don't know. I don't think Russell Wilson. He helps. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't think Russell Wilson is that little piece you plug in, unless you're just an all-around great team. Like let's say for example, like the St. Louis Rams, they got every box checked off, right? Then you throw in a QB like Matt Stafford, who I've said forever. I'm sure some of you guys have too. Matthew Stafford just needed the right team, right? Give Matthew, and look what happened. 1 year with the Rams, the guy was a Super Bowl. You know, all those years in Detroit and nothing. 1 year with the Rams, Super Bowl. Can you imagine what Matthew Stafford's would you say career legacy would be if he went to a team like the Rams or just a good team in general from the very beginning? I think, and that's kind of a shame. I think. I mean, we'll see down the road if he can repeat that success. Because if he has another crazy year where they go deep into the playoffs over and over and over again, then yeah, then you can make this argument. But because I feel like if he went to a really good team like St. Louis a lot sooner, even not even just a rookie year, maybe like when he was 25, 26, if he went to a good team a lot sooner, I think his whole legacy would be a lot different. I think just because of the crazy amount of success he had right away in St. Louis. I mean, I keep saying St. Louis, Los Angeles. For some reason, the Rams in my mind, it's still not all the way clear. When I hear Rams, I think St. Louis, but I mean LA though. Yeah. So for me personally, I don't think his legacy would be the same. Like for example, Matthew Stafford retires today. I don't think no, not Hall of Famer. No, I don't think so. Matthew Stafford goes to a decent team early in his career and has the success he has now. Obvious Hall of Fame contender, no doubt about that. So that's a good example of like a team. So the reason I bring all that up with Matthew Stafford is to say, does he? I'm sorry. Does Russell Wilson do the same thing in Denver that Matthew Stafford did in Los Angeles in just year one? Is it impossible? Of course not. Is it possible? Because he's in that division, right? He's in that division now with um. So yeah, I don't know. He has to get past all of that, right? He has to get past all of that, which is yeah, not going to be an easy task. I don't see. Like I said, I could be completely wrong. You know, a year from now, I could be sitting here telling you, man, I was so wrong about. That's I guess that is all they needed. But we'll see. You know, we'll definitely see about that. But that is crazy. Card reviews are dead. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you saw my previous video, but yeah, I mentioned that the way the current Madden thing is going right now. Yeah, there's no way. Because I don't want to get too lost in this because I talked about all of this in my previous video, so I don't want to do like a whole reenactment in my previous video. Just gonna slightly mention that yeah, there's no way doing card reviews right now. I mean, technically, yeah, you could do the reviews if you really wanted to, but if you did, if anybody did, including me, as of now, they're all gonna play the same. Every player plays the same. It's just how it is, you know. So and that's the truth of it. You know, there's really not much you can do about it. But yeah, so I don't see unless they dramatically change their whole thing with Madden. I mean, unless they dramatically change the whole thing, I don't see card reviews coming back. It's just the truth. But like I said, also I'm not giving up on this channel. I definitely would do my best to keep this channel going in a different direction now, obviously, including stuff like this live chats. With those of you who are still watching, still subscribed, still checking me out here and there, you know, the loyalists. That's what I call you guys. Like I don't think I ever mentioned this before, but those of you who have not unsubscribed, who still either watch the videos or watch the lives, I call y'all the like in my own head, I call y'all the loyalists because y'all have yet to leave. Y'all have not jumped ship. Y'all have not done nothing. Y'all still watch. And I'm still here putting out content because even though I'm not consistent on this channel as much as I used to, thanks to Madden and their whole new direction, I still enjoy putting out videos for those of you who have still stuck around because, you know, how could I not? You know, because it's like I have not lost complete and like I don't want anyone because I feel like when YouTube the idea anyways, I feel like when people stop posting on their channel, that a lot of the subscribers think, oh, they lost interest, they don't care anymore, this and this. And I'm telling you, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, that is definitely not the case. I've not lost interest. I don't like dislike making videos. I love making videos. As a matter of fact, on my second channel, I'm still making videos over there as often as I can. So it's not that I'm not interested in making content. It's just the type of content I was making is really no longer viable. Honestly, that's really what it is. But anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying before? We got off topic there. That's like the one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to get off on a certain tangent because now I was not going to get off it. But anyways, so Russell Wilson to the Broncos, I think time will tell. Like I can't even just say that's a slam dunk. Like who would have thought, honestly? Like think back when Stafford and Goff were swapped, right? Who would have thought? Oh, that's it, Rams Super Bowl. Yes. Besides the Rams fans, okay. Besides the Rams fans, who else would have thought? Yeah, the Rams are going to the Super Bowl now. It's official. No one's going to stop them. It's guaranteed them just because they got Matt Stafford. I, I never would have thought that. I never would have thought the Rams would have like undoubtedly been as good as they were and won. But hey, so you never know. Let's see who else was a big. I know there was a few of them. Oh, how could I forget? Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers. That to me was crazy to me too as well. Just because it's like the whole thing, right, with Aaron Rodgers, like his whole thing, at least the media anyways, but with him too, is like they never invest. At least it doesn't seem to, right? They never really truly invest in giving him weapons, right? Yeah, they give him a few things here and there, but they never really give him that weapon. Davante Adams was really his main long-term weapon, really, and it was a good weapon. And then he was talking about like retiring or no, I'm sorry, not retiring, going to another team. All these reports, you know, being traded, whatever it may be. And then he decides to come back, and when he comes back, Davante Adams is gone. His number one weapon, the one thing I guess he really had offensively, big time offensively, and leaves. And I was like, wow. And of course, we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know the whole story, of course, but still, it's just like, I don't know. That to me was kind of funny. I was like, I don't know. I can't recall. At least not off the top of my head. I don't know if Green Bay was big in free agency or not. I can't. No one comes to mind. I could be wrong. I don't think they got anybody big in free agency, at least not offensively. And in the draft, I don't even know what they're going to be drafting exactly either. But who knows? We'll see how that goes. But I just thought that was crazy to me how his number one weapon just abandoned him, right? But anyway, guys, yeah, like I was saying, in the comments right now, guys, let me know who your team is and their biggest offseason move so far, because I think honestly, for my team, the Dolphins, right? I think it. I could be wrong, but something tells me that Stephen Ross and all these offensive, not offensive, but these whole free agency stuff, I think it was necessary because of the whole Brian Flores thing, right? He says all this about Brian Flores comes out with all this allegations and all this stuff, right? And what's the best thing to do to get people off that, to distract them? If someone's making a mess over here with you, make everybody look over here. That's basically all you can do, right? Now, if Brian Flores, and I don't think a single Dolphin fan can disagree with me, right? If Brian Flores was still the coach now, do we still get Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, all these guys, these big free agency splashes, right? Because according to what people are saying, Brian Flores was not a big, bring this guy or bring that guy. He just really wasn't, for whatever reason. I don't know the truth of it all, but allegedly, according to all the people who were close to it in the building and stuff, are saying that. And it could be true, who knows? But it's like, coincidence that he stirs up all these allegations, and the second he's gone, right? The second he's gone, you not only do you bring in an offensive coach, or an offensive-minded coach, but you bring in all these crazy free agents, and what does it do, right? What does it do when you bring in Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, and all these guys, Reese Howard? Nobody is really talking about Stephen Ross throwing games, the Dolphin management. No. Now they're talking about the Cheetah, Jalen Waddle, Tua, Teron Armstead and so on, and Xavier Howard re-signing. Nobody's talking about this anymore. It's still there. It didn't go away, but everybody's talking about this huge thing. So I think it's almost like Dolphin management and Ross and everybody all got together and said we gotta do something to get people to stop talking about this, and they succeeded. They really did. Nobody's talking about that anymore. Everybody's talking about next season. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys even heard about this. Apparently, all the Dolphin suites and box seats and all that are already sold out. Dolphins are like in the, I think, number one or number two or something in um in ticket sales already. The draft has not even happened yet. We're already selling out seats already. That's how hyped and pumped people are to see the season, because you added someone like, you added, of course, Tyreek Hill with all those guys, um, and then of course you got Mike McDaniel, the offensive guru, right? All the crazy offensive guy who did so much craziness in San Francisco offensively and all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, I mean that's gonna rile fans up. So uh, I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I guess it cost Steven that whole Flores thing. Stephen Ross had to float the bill to get rid of it, in a sense, by doing these offseason moves. And I'm sure he had a part in it with Chris. I could be wrong again, but I'm part of me is thinking that he went to Chris Greer, our general manager, and said, listen, bring as much talent as you can down here, as many big names, and let's change the narrative. We need them to talk about something else besides this, and it worked. And let's see if it wins. Let's see if it works, and let's see if we start winning. So that's what we're going to see very soon, in a couple of months, if this plan comes together. But anyways, all right. So let's see what we're talking about. We're talking about actually see how far we are into it. 22 minutes. All right, 8 more minutes, because I was going to see if I could try to hit a full half hour, because I did say I would. Let's see who was. There's so many big changes. Who was the one? I can't think, guys. I'm blanking right now. I know there's so many other big off-season moves. Let's see. Oh, let me know what you guys think about the draft, because apparently this is a very. That was another reason also why when we traded, because I was thinking this at first, and then and then everybody on national media mentioned it. I'm like, okay, good. So I'm not the only one. That it seems like this draft class is not that strong. Yeah, there's a lot of good players, but I feel like the best ones, which I know is common sense, but I'm saying a little more so this time. The best players, the best of the best, are going to be gone super early. The top 10, top 15. It just doesn't seem like a strong draft class. Where even if where we were at 29, it doesn't seem like there's anyone there that's going to be like super amazing. So that's why when we traded that first round pick for Tyreek Hill, I was like, I'm not even that mad about that, because it's not even a strong draft class. Who are you going to take that you know of? And you can't even say things like, oh, this guy's a sleeper, or he's a diamond in the rough, whatever it may be. You know, yeah, a year from now we'll see who goes in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and just blows up. But you won't know that obviously now. So that's what I'm saying is like, I really wasn't even that upset about it, because it's just not a strong draft class in general. Let's see what he says here. You think Rodgers gonna have a problem with no receivers? Um, a problem. I don't think I wouldn't say he's gonna have a problem. I just don't think he's gonna have that safety blanket like he did with when he had Davante Adams. And the same thing goes for Davante Adams. Yeah, he's going to Oakland. He's got um, McDaniels. He's got Derek Carr. Somewhat similar to what people said about Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins. You know, they say Patrick Mahomes is not going to have Tyreek Hill. Is he going to suffer? I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to suffer. You still got Kelsey. You just got Juju Smith. You know, you still got Andy Reid, and it's still Patrick Mahomes. It's not like Tyreek Hill made Patrick Mahomes and now he's nothing without him. So I think Mahomes will be fine. I never even questioned that. For me, anyway, I never did anything about that. Patrick Mahomes will be just fine. I'll be shocked if Patrick Mahomes declines this year. If he has a horrible season, it's just like awful. That would be mind blowing to me. All right. Tyreek Hill, on the other hand, will be a bigger thing for Tua because, like I mentioned in a previous video as well, Tua's whole thing back in college was that he has all these speed. He had, who was it? He had Ruggs. He had Waddle. He had Devontae Smith. He had, oh, what's the guy? I can't think of his name. I'm blanking. I can't think. Anyways, he had all this speed. He had that tight end too. Anyways, he had all these first round grade receivers who all had track speed. They were always had great separation. You don't need that much effort and so on and so forth, which is true. Yeah, that is true. But at the same time, it's like now that's what you have essentially for Tua. You got two of the fastest, if not the fastest players in the league on your team, as well as a pretty fast tight end and a decent slot receiver. And I still cannot. I'm pretty sure as time goes on, I'll remember his name. But the Cowboy the receiver we got from the Cowboys, Wilson, I can't remember. But you get all the speed, and of course the running backs as well, Morstead and Chase Edmonds. So it's like, it's almost like they're trying to rebuild what Tua had in college, kind of. I'm sure that maybe that's not the idea. Maybe they just want to get fast players in general. But I'm saying, Tua, now it seems like Tua has what he had in college. So if you can't make that scheme work in the NFL, okay, then maybe it is you. Because if you think about it, if you the Miami receivers right now, with all of our offense and all that stuff, if you pluck out Tua and then you put in someone like, I don't know, Rodgers, right? Will he succeed or fail? Most likely he's going to succeed if he has the Dolphins' weapons, right? Same thing if you pluck Rodgers out and then you put in, who's another one? Who's proven? I'm trying to think of a good name. Oh, Russell Wilson, right? More than likely Russell Wilson's going to succeed, right? So that's what I'm saying. We will, and this is his third year too. So if Tua can't get it done, or at the very least show strong signs that this is, he can work with this, yeah, all those things are going to be just, it's going to be crazy. Then people will say, yeah, you should have got Deshaun Watson when you had the chance. Which, man, let me say that while I have the time. Deshaun Watson, when we were trying to trade for him, allegedly trying to trade for him during the season, everybody got on us, right? Everybody was all over us. How could you do that? Look at what he's done. Who would want him? What kind of team are you? What does that say about you? Everybody got on us about that. The second, hours after it came out that he was not going to be charged and all that, all these teams came running, and the Browns got him within 24 hours, I think, right? 24 hours of being said that no charges, whatever, and everybody came running. Like, what changed? To be fair, that Browns press conference with Deshaun Watson did look kind of weird. It just looked like so weird, right? It didn't seem like a happy moment. It seemed like just, I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, yeah, if you put someone like Deshaun Watson here with these weapons, most likely he succeeds, right? So that's what I think you're going to go with Tua. This would be his last chance. Yeah, I should say last chance. Although the only thing that Tua has going for him in his defense, if he fails, right, would be he has not had a steady, consistent offense since he got here. Coordinators keep changing. His first year, offensive coordinator Chan Gailey. Second year was that ridiculous offensive duo, like the two coordinator thing. That was, and then like, how do you even make that work? I'm still baffled by that. I cannot understand how you have two offensive coordinators calling the shots. I don't get that. Anyways, so first he has to learn Chan Gailey's system and all that plays and all that stuff. And then he leaves. Year two, whole new plays, whole new system with two coordinators. That fails, and they leave. Now you got a new guy, and it's just like, so it's like, and now you got Mike McDaniel. I'm sure he's gonna bring his own thing, and it's like, that's a lot of stuff to learn and forget, and then relearn and forget, and now relearn this. That's a lot. All right. At least if you had the same coordinator and the same system. Oh, and different coaches now too. He came here with Brian Flores. Now he's here with Mike McDaniel. So it's like that might be the only thing Tua can say in his defense if he were to struggle, is that he never had like a consistent thing going, right? Anything. When you think about it, to be fair, some of the best quarterbacks currently have had the same system as time went on. Patrick Mahomes, he's had that same system from the time he got there till now. Who's another one? Russell Wilson had the same coach all the way, system all the way up to now. Actually, I still don't even know all the details about how that felt. How did Russell Wilson fail in Seattle? Not fail, that's a strong word. But how did it get that bad? That was another example. Lamar Jackson, they actually apparently changed their whole offense for him. That tells you something right there. I I can go on and on, right? But you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, like my girl said, don't forget to like the video, guys. What was I saying? I got distracted. Yeah, so that's I don't know. That's would be the only thing I would say in Tua's defense, is that he hasn't had consistency, right? What if when he was drafted and Chan Gailey was here as his coordinator, what if all the way up to now Chan Gailey was still his coordinator? And that's another thing, yeah, I forgot to mention that Brian Flores never wanted Tua. He wanted nothing to do with him, allegedly, with all the reports coming out. It's okay. Look, think of it, guys. Think about it. It's hard to succeed in the NFL if the coach you're playing for didn't even want you in the first place. You know, and I don't think that you can't even just apply that to the NFL. Apply that to even regular jobs. Like, think about that right now, right? Think about that. Imagine you get a new job, right? You guys, imagine you get a new job, and once you get there, you find out day one that your boss did not even want you there. Your supervisor did not want you there. That they really weren't trying. They wanted to hire somebody. They didn't want to hire you. How would that relate? And let's say you find that out day one, and then you find out from them that, like, they know that you know, and you know they know. So you and your boss both know that they didn't want you. Your supervisor didn't want you, but you still got to work there in that environment. It's gonna be a stressful time, right? Right? And it's like the person that didn't want you there, right? Or the boss, I mean, or supervisor, whoever it may be. You'll be walking like on eggshells, right? Like, you'll be paranoid because they could fire you at any moment, or even set you up to fail, so to speak. And that's how I feel like Tua was. If it's all true, which I don't see why it would, because nobody's come nobody's come to deny it, right? So that's how I feel. It's like, in Tua's defense, it's not like he had an easy road. It's not like when he got here, it was all about him. I mean, hell, when he got here, he wasn't even starting, which was fair. I mean, you can go either way. For me personally, excuse me, because Ryan Fitzpatrick, I mean, that's a mental thing as well. You get drafted to the Dolphins, Tua I'm talking about. You get drafted to the Dolphins. Fitzpatrick is a starter. Fitzpatrick is playing pretty well. He's not doing anything bad. And then out of nowhere during the bye week, they say you're the starter. And then some of the players on your team come out and say that they don't support this idea, that you shouldn't be playing, that you're not better than Fitzpatrick, which he wasn't, technically, of course not. No one's going to say Tua, the rookie, is better than Ryan Fitzpatrick, the 15-year veteran, however many years it's been at the time. No one's going to say that. So it's like when you go into that locker room and into that mindset on the field, yeah, some of these guys don't even want me to start. and then you're looking, in your peripheral, seeing Fitzpatrick just staring at you. He doesn't hate you. He understands it wasn't your decision to go in there, but it's like you have that in your mind, like, okay, I just took this guy's job, which was his job to be eventually, but just not like that. I don't know. I mean, that would be hard for anyone to go through. Well, hold on, let me see these comments. I'm just saying, I got lost on that tangent. Um, all I'm hearing is facts. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna say Tio Kaki Tio K. I don't know, but yes, I'm being honest. Just one uh, NFL fan's honest opinion. And B1 Snag, hello, what's up, man? What's going on? So, guys, yeah, like I was saying, if you're in the comments, let me know about your NFL team, who you root for, and what do you think about this whole season. Where we at? Wow, we passed 30 minutes. We're at 35. But you know what? I've already started. I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep on going. Who knows? I might put it to an hour. But anyways, like I was saying, yeah. So this season we will see what Tua has or Tua's about, because now we got Teddy Bridgewater as our quarterback. And I don't want to use that excuse. I really don't want to use that excuse of like, oh, you got some, because I really don't like that excuse when someone says, oh, you got that, your backup quarterback needs to be backup level. He can't be like as good as your current quarterback, because that quarterback's going to be looking over the shoulder. Oh, if I mess up, I'm going to get benched for that guy. Like, no. Because for me, I believe competition is going to make you want to stay better. Because if your quarterback, like, how do I put it? Okay, quality, let's put it that way. If you know, like, if you're the quarterback, right? If you're the quarterback and you know your ability, your level, your whatever, like here, and the backup quarterback, his ability and everything is like way down here. He's so much, nowhere near as good as you are. You're not going to feel much of a threat to get benched by that guy. So you might not even try that hard. Well, you're going to try hard regardless, but you won't feel threatened, and you won't feel that little like fire burning to like really want to stay the starting quarterback, unless you're like a future Hall of Famer. But I feel like if you got a quarterback who's on the bench that's almost as good as you, if not potentially better, you're going to want to study harder. You're going to want to play harder. You're going to focus harder, and so on and so forth. So when I heard that we got Bridgewater, I was like, good. It's good that we have a quarterback that's going to want to keep Tua. Okay, let me put it this way. If you're a quarterback, a starting quarterback, I don't care, NFL, college, high school, all right? If you're a starting quarterback and the backup quarterback has you looking over your shoulder, then you're in the wrong mindset. You are in the wrong mindset. Maybe you shouldn't even be the starting quarterback. You should not be looking over your shoulder if you think he's better than you. You should not, right? If you think he's better than you, maybe you shouldn't be the starting quarterback. If you're the starting quarterback, your mentality needs to be, this is my job. No one's better than me. I'm going to lead the team. And if you have that mentality, you're not going to be thinking about that second guy. You're not. However, you go into a game and all you're thinking about, oh my God, if I throw a interception, that guy's going to be thrown in. Oh my God, if I do this, if I do that, then how are you going to focus, right? How are you going to focus on the game if all you're thinking about is, oh, he's going to take my spot, he's going to take my spot, he's going to take my spot? It's not, you're not. So obviously we have no way of knowing. Only Tua knows if he's concerned about Teddy Bridgewater, right? So that's what I'm saying. So if he gets benched for Teddy Bridgewater because he's not focusing, because he's paranoid, then that says a lot too. Then honestly I wouldn't even be upset if Tua got benched, because like, yo, when you're drafted, because remember, I don't know if you guys can recall this. Hold on, thought it's coming dry on me. The year Tua was drafted, he was the number one consensus quarterback. Then Joe Burrow came out of nowhere. Tua got hurt, and Burrow just jumped up, which made it possible for the Dolphins to even get Tua. So technically, and we were allegedly going to be the worst team, so we were going to have the number one pick overall. Bengals jumped us; they had a worse season, took Burrow. But anyways, point being, Tua, like, you were going to be the plan was for you to be a Dolphin anyway. It didn't go exactly the plan, but you still ended up here regardless, and you were still a top quarterback taken. So if you're drafted that high, especially as a quarterback, you need to perform like one. The first year, most rookie quarterbacks, they get a pass that first year if they don't do well. No, like for example, look, great example. Trevor Lawrence, rookie year, not that great. Anybody in Jacksonville giving up on Trevor Lawrence? That many people are giving up on Trevor Lawrence. Nobody's thinking about giving him Trevor Lawrence because you get that rookie year as a pass if you don't perform well. And let's be honest, actually, that's a good point. That is a good point. What I just said about Brian Flores and Tua and that whole not a good combination, Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence, probably even worse. All right. So you can't even. So it's almost like you can't even blame. That's something I don't think people are talking about enough, right? For the Dolphins things, everything I just said about Tua and Brian Flores, that whole like Flores never wanted Tua and he wasn't shy about it. He told him basically everybody knew that he didn't want him and Tua knew that and blah 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 blah. Right? Just makes a bad work environment, right? Um, and no one really talks about that, right? Urban Meyer, as bad as all that stuff was, it was so bad they cut him halfway through the season, right? They cut him halfway through the season. And Trevor Lawrence gets a pass as usual. Like I said, most rookie quarterbacks will get a pass no matter what. But everybody says, right? Everybody is backing Trevor Lawrence. Not only because he's a good quarterback, of course, but because of the situation he was in. Oh, you put any quarterback in that scenario, Urban Meyer, of course he's gonna do bad. No problems, no worries. No, he'll bounce back. Get him the right coach, he'll do good. Where was all that for Tua when Brian Flores, when all that stuff came out? It's like I don't get that. Like why did Trevor Lawrence get a super pass when the whole Urban Meyer thing happened? And nobody's saying to Trevor Lawrence, oh, this is a prove-it year for the next year, not his rookie year. But nobody's saying things like he better do it this season or they're gonna replace him. No, they're completely saying no, do over, Trevor Lawrence, do over, don't worry. We understand you had a bad coach scenario. You do it again. Tua has a bad coach scenario. Tua has a bad coach and bad coordinator. How do you have? I'm not even sure who is the Dolphins offensive coordinator right now. Is it Mike? Damn, I forgot who it was. Regardless, how are you going into your third year? You've already had 3 offensive coordinators. How does that happen? How many people, honestly, how many players will succeed that way anyways? I don't know. Would Patrick Mahomes be as good as he was if he had to have 3 different systems with multiple coaches? Would anybody? Yeah, I'm sure he'd still do good, but would he have been as good? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, let me get back to these comments. I'm sorry. I got lost in a tangent again. Urban Meyer, yeah. I'm just saying, guys. Urban Meyer, it's just crazy. You need to apologize for what you said about Lithuanians. Not sure what that's about. You can be more specific. All right. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. So I don't know. So when they say that this is a make it or break it year for Tua, maybe, because you're going into it, right? You're going into it thinking, because how are you going to give? I don't know. For me personally, if Tua now, okay, yes, if Tua has a horrible season, like 30 interceptions, like 45 interceptions, like crazy, and just fails, different story. Okay, maybe let's go after a new quarterback. However, if he has an okay average season with a few highlights here and there, a few lowlights, I don't think I would necessarily like abandon the whole Tua thing, right? Because, yeah, you gave him Tyreek Hill, yeah, you gave him Teron Armstead, and then you gave him a new coach, who's apparently like an offensive guru. But this is also a rookie head coach as well. So if Tua fails, is it because he's not a good quarterback, or is it because Mike McDaniel probably isn't really all that? I'm knocking on wood. I don't know if I have wood around here. That's drywall. I'll take it. But who's to say Mike McDaniel really is a offensive guru? Time will tell. Time will tell. I'm hoping he is, but I'm just saying in general. We can't really. I can't anyway put it all on Tua. The only way I will really truly blame Tua this year and say that he has to go, like I said, if he just bombs hard, he's got to play horrible to make me think, okay, he's not the answer. But that's just me. Still got a lot of picks next year. So if Tua fails this year, then draft Cooper next year. Offense fan team, by the way. All right, Tio, and like I said, man, Tio K Kai. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, Dolphin fan. Glad to hear it. But as far as another quarterback, I think also in practice, let's say Tua. Okay, after this year is over, I think there's a couple of good quarterbacks. I can't remember. I can't speak specifically, but I think there might be a few good quarterbacks next year that we could look into. Not with, because we do have the 49ers pick, right? We have the San Francisco 49ers first pick. So if they have a bad season, different story. Then we can talk. But if they have a good season and we're picking in the late 20s, I don't know who you take. I don't know. We could always trade for a quarterback. I don't know who would. Who knows? A whole season, who knows what would happen? Who knows who could be available? And that, like I said, that's only if we have a bad season. If Tua does good, if we go to the playoffs, then yeah. Okay, obviously, yeah. Dolphins go to the playoffs. Tua's good. There's no way you go to the playoffs with Tua after all this, question marks about him, and you don't keep him. There's like no way. There's no way. Um, but with that being said, if you think about it, when you get Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, all these guys, they're still in their prime ish because they're almost, I think Tyreek is what, 28, 29, so Armstead the same. I think he's like 30 already, I think. 31, I think. I don't know. Anyways, point being, when you bring in all the, and same thing with Xavier Howard, we re-signed him, great. Also almost 30. Um, if you think about it, when you bring in all these free agents and all this stuff, it's great. But considering their age and what they're good at, you got to do this stuff now. You got to win now. You got to really go and look, in free agency with everything we've done with re-signing our own guys. Emmanuel Agba, was he like almost in his 30s too, right? I think I'm not sure. Anyways, um, you bring in all these guys, considering what their ages are, you got to win like now. You got to win now. All right. So that's my whole thing about it. Like if you are gonna do all these free agents, man, you got to do it now. You got to win now. So that's why I feel like that might be another reason just to see if Tua really is the guy, because if he fails, it's almost like I feel like the general management or just management coaching in general, they want, maybe that's why, okay, because now I'm thinking about it, that makes more sense. Maybe that's why they're putting so much pressure on Tua, because they know the team they have now, offensively and defensively, the team they have now is in a win mode now. You got your offensive weapons. You're fixing your O line. Your defense, our defense was pretty good last year. All right, we pretty much kept our entire defense. I don't think we lost anybody big time on the defense. We pretty much retained the big name, which is surprising. Um, so if Tua fails, they know, okay, if Tua fails, that's too bad, but we still got a really good team, and all we need is a quarterback to get us there. So I feel like that's why. I feel like that is why they're putting such a shorter time frame on Tua, because they know they got the team now. They got it now. They got the team that can win now. If Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, all these guys, if they were 24, 23, Xavier Howard, if he was 23, 24, and if they were all under 25 and so, like Tua is, I feel confident saying that they would not be so uh, in a rush to get rid of him, or at least not put such a short leash on it as far as their expectations. because I feel like mentally they know this is a win it now type of team. You got no excuses. You got two. I don't know if Byron Jones is the corner. Has he been to a Pro Bowl? I'm not sure. If he has, then you got two Pro Bowl corners. You definitely got a Pro Bowl receiver. You got a rookie receiver who broke record last year. Offensively. You got a Pro Bowl offensive lineman now. And it's just like, you got all the things you need. And allegedly, an offensive guru. And that's another thing, too. When they say Mike McDaniel, he's an offensive guru. That's it. I'm happy for him. I'm happy to have him here. I want him to succeed. I'm rooting for him. But when I hear whenever they bring a rookie coach in, you know who else was a offensive guru? Adam Gase. How well did that go? So when I hear people say things like, "Oh, Mike McDaniel, he's an offensive guru who's going to change the game," that's nice. I'd like to see it. To be fair, Adam Gase did get us to the playoffs, but still, I'm just saying. Like, I want to see, not comparing them. I know, personality-wise, Adam Gase and Mac McDaniel's complete polar opposites, which is good, I guess. But we'll see. Time will tell very soon, actually, as a matter of fact. But anyways, guys, so that's gonna where we at? 51 minutes. I'll tell you what, we're almost there, right? So I'll keep it to a full hour. 9 minutes left, but basically 9 minutes or 8 minutes now. So we might as well take it to the full hour. But yeah, guys. So those of you who are still in here, let me know in the comments right now. Who's your team? And what do you think about their offseason moves? Now, with that being said, let's talk about the draft. Now, assuming we don't trade away, because now we only got the third round pick. Not only, of course, we still got other picks too, but I'm saying that's our closest pick. Assuming we don't trade that away or anything, what position if it was up to me, what position would I want us to go after? There's really only two that I can think of. I would say either linebacker, and I want to say offensive lineman, but I don't know where you would go, because like our center should be solidified. I don't think our center right now is the best it could be. So I would say either draft a center, assuming there's one worth the third round pick. Don't draft the best available center. You might as well just stick with what you got. But if you see a center that's pretty decent, go after that, or go after a linebacker. That really be it, because our defensive line right now is looking pretty solid. Linebackers are like when I think linebacker, Jerome Baker, that's it. That stands out. I know, yeah, okay. We got God, I can't think of his name. I think it's Roberts. I can't think. Oh man, this is like not the time to be blanking. Anyways, yeah. So I would actually, you know what? Come to think of it, yeah. If it was up to me, I would just go linebacker, because when you got Teron Armstead and you got Williams, our former offensive line, because now that's going to be a good question too. I'm really curious to see how they do that, because we had drafted Austin Jackson as a left tackle with the first round pick. Did not work out. We moved him to left guard. He did pretty good. He did average, nothing too crazy. But now you drafted the guy from Dallas, who most likely will be the left guard. So where the hell do you put Austin Jackson? He ain't going to be a center. So where do you put him at? That's number one. Do you put him at right guard? Maybe? So let's pretend you do that. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you put him at right guard. Now you just need to focus on right tackle and center. But our offensive lineman, Robert Hunt, who is a guard, did pretty good. So where do you put him at? What about Michael Dieter, who played guard? We got Liam Eichenberg. Where do you put him at? Like, there's only so many spots on the line you can fill. So that's why I'm saying third round, it was up to me, go linebacker. Because as far as offensive line, you got so many pieces you can still work with. So many different things you can work with. So linebacker, not the same. We got some decent guys on there, but I would definitely go linebacker. Somebody fast, speedy guy. Yeah, because safety, we're good at safety. Not worried about safety. Corner, we're good. D-line, we're good. Offensive line, it's a work in progress, but it is trending. Wide receiver, beyond good. Running back looks good. And quarterback, of course, is the question mark. So yeah, I think it's obvious. You got to go linebacker. Draft a speedy linebacker to help out Jerome Baker. Landon Roberts, that's his name. I came to me the last second. Landon Roberts, those are the only two linebackers that come to mind for me. Because Jalen Phillips, I think on the depth chart, Jalen Phillips is listed as a linebacker, but I think he is more of a defensive end, in my opinion. I prefer him as a rusher. He had his best moments when he was rushing the quarterback. Just have him do that. Don't have him drop back in coverage and do all that stuff, chasing tight ends around. No. Put him on the D line and just let him go. That's all you got to do. And you'll be successful, from what I can tell. So, yeah, I would say linebacker makes the most sense in my eyes. In my eyes, anyways. But that's just me. How long have we been going for? 55 minutes? All right, 5 more minutes. So, anyways, guys, yeah, let me know in the comments, too, where in the draft you think where your team should draft. And also let me know what you guys think about these live chats, because I know my previous streams have pretty much all been, just me playing the game, you guys watching me play the game and talk. This one is just me talking. It's just me talking to you guys face to face and having honest conversations about certain topics. And obviously I'm going to change up the topics every time. I'm not going to get on here and talk about the exact same things over and over. So the next time I stream, who knows what I'll talk about? Who knows what might have happened by then? How do you feel about Parker gone? Yeah, I mentioned that in the beginning of the stream. I figured they weren't going to be able to keep everyone. I knew Parker was a possibility of going. And if you told me you would trade him, I would be. I guess I would not be okay with it. I feel Parker could have brought a lot to the team. Especially now that it seemed like he was finding his footing. But if you are going to trade him, don't trade him to a rival, man. I'm not trying to see the dude twice a season. And if you are going to trade him, don't trade him for a pick next year. So that means whatever you get for him, you're not even going to see it. You're going to wait till the next season to see what it turns into. It's just like, no. Like that. Actually, we traded him and a 5th round pick just to get a 3rd round pick for the next season. And it's like, come on, man, come on. You couldn't find one person. Is it really possible? You're telling me all 31 teams in the NFL, nobody would take Parker and a 5th round pick for a current 3rd round pick? Come on, man. You had to find somebody. Had to be willing to do something, right? I don't know. Yeah. That to me that's how I feel about it. If you're gonna trade Parker, fine. I get it. He was the most injury prone. Yes, Howard was also injury prone, but 2 things. You cannot compare Howard's value to the team to Parker's value to the team. That's number 1. Howard's up here as far as what he does. Parker's like here. Parker has his moments, all right, in the game. Parker will have like 1, maybe 2 plays every game that you go, wow, that's a good play. Howard has them over and over and over and over again. So that's what I would say about that. And also, what was I going to say? Parker and Howard. Man, I lost my point. I lost my train of thought. Anyways, but yeah, I get it. If you're going to trade Parker, just don't trade him to a rival. And if you are going to trade him, don't trade him for something that you can't even use this year. Because like I mentioned, right, this is a win it now year. We're in win it now. So trade him for something that you can get now. Trade him for a draft pick this year so you can take that player now and help you win now. That's my opinion. But yeah, so we'll see how all this works out. Look, don't get me wrong. When next season comes and we use that 3rd round pick to draft or whatever, and that player just goes crazy and goes amazing and actually pretty good player, then okay, great. You got something good. I would rather not wait a whole another season to get it. And that's assuming we even have it. For all we know, because that's a long way, right? For all we know, when that season comes around, we probably trade that pick away too. And that would suck. But yeah, but as far as these live streams, I definitely enjoy them because when I'm playing the game and streaming, I'm so focused on the game and I'm talking about this, talking about that, and I'm just going back and forth, not really focusing on one or the other. But here, at least I can focus on whatever I'm talking about and not get lost in the game or something. Which is something I plan to do a lot also when Madden 23 comes out, because it'll be a lot easier to do these videos knowing that I won't have to, you know, for the reviews, right? That I mentioned, if I review a player, I got to play like 5 or 6 games total, full games, 6 or 5 full games with one player just to get those, you know, highlights and stuff and see what he does. Then edit all that stuff. And that stuff is time consuming, as opposed to my new plan, just playing regular head-to-head games. Just play one game and have a conversation with all you guys. That is so much easier. I can do that like in 1 hour. That is so much doable. But yeah, so where we at now? Oh, we did it. Full hour, guys. A full hour stream. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. Hope you guys had fun too. Thank you guys for those of you who are watching. Definitely those of you who stuck around. I appreciate you. Actually, you know what? For everyone that commented, I'm gonna shout you guys out like I've done before in the past. First one just says A. Shout out to you for commenting. Of course, my girl who was here for a little bit. Like I said, Tio or Teo K. Not sure how to pronounce it, but you definitely were the most active in the chat. So shout out to you. And B1 Snag, shout out to you too. So, anyways, guys, for those, like I said, for those of you who were here commenting, watching, I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate you interacting with the chat as well. And like I said, I get a good feel for these things. I like them. It's so much easier to do. So I definitely will be doing a lot of these. I do like them. So I hope all of you guys who are watching right now, and especially those of you who commented, I hope to see you guys again in the next stream. I'll definitely do one tomorrow for sure, because I feel like the weekends I have more time to do these. But anyways, thanks for watching. I definitely will see you guys tomorrow, probably like around the same time. Definitely like around 6 for sure, maybe even 2 or 3 o'clock. We'll see. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.